Yes, here it is. And then we need to we need to do this. Совместное использование. And I hope you see. So we're going to speak about preparing and writing the results section and the discussion section, actually. And this is based on Unit 8. So we are going to speak about this. And so you remember that you were given some tasks to do at home. And one of the tasks was the exercises with the topic sentences. So if we have a look at this slide, here are some comments on the homework. You remember that there was an exercise to identify the topic sentences, and in exercise one, the task was to tick the phrases which are true about a topic sentence. So, and there were several options, like 6 options, right? And so some of you just ticked only one sentence, only one statement, which is not right. I mean, you've ticked this sentence that says a topic sentence is at or near the start of the paragraph. Yes? Oh no, that was another. You've ticked a topic sentence is the main idea of the paragraph, right?
Yes.
But you should have also ticked the first statement that it is at or near the start of the paragraph. So most of the paragraphs start with the topic sentence. And there's one more statement which is true, is this is a complete sentence. It's not a title, it's not a phrase, this is a complete sentence. So it's called.
I guess I ticked the 3 of them, all of the 3. Yes.
Okay, so I don't remember exactly. So because there were, yes, some other students, yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, this is the way we should do this. And if we move to the next slide, here there was also a problem with identifying the topic sentence in this paragraph. So this paragraph tells us about books, and so it says that the books I enjoy the most are travel books. And then the next sentence describes about different countries and famous places. Yes? And when I go on holiday, I will always buy lots of books about the place I am visiting. And then we have a kind of conclusion. Travel books help you to understand a place.
This is the topic sentence, yes? Travel books help you understand a place.
Actually, it's at the beginning of the paragraph. No, not there. This is a kind of concluding sentence, because paragraphs, if they are long, they should also have some concluding sentence. And so I mean that some of you just think that the first sentence is the topic sentence. The first sentence doesn't tell us about travel books. It tells us about different types of books. Do you see? The idea of the paragraph. What is the paragraph about? So,
I like reading about different countries and the famous places there.
Actually, this is about travel books. Do you see? This is the paragraph about reading travel books, right?
But we need to choose the sentence.
Yes, I mean, and where is the first sentence where we see this idea about travel books? This is, however, the books I enjoy the most are travel books. This is the topic sentence, not the first one, because in the first one we don't have the idea. There is no idea about travel books. Do you see? Okay.
I just saw the word however, and then I thought that the topic sentence shouldn't start with the word however.
Yes, but there is no statement about this, some connecting words in the definition of a topic sentence.
Okay.
So, of course, it should be more, topic sentence is more general, yes, but here in this very case, the second sentence is the topic sentence, do you see? And in exercise 2, there was also problem. So you remember that the task was to write sentences in order to below the correct topic sentences. Yes, there were two topic sentences. And the first one was, computers are very useful for learning English, right? And so you were right to choose the sentences that belong to this paragraph, because there were several sentences and the task was, there were 6 sentences actually. And the task was to choose only the sentences that belong to this paragraph. And you've chosen correctly, but I do not agree with the order of words. So the second sentence says, you can also use online dictionaries and play games in English. I mean, that also is a kind of addition.
Yes.
So we should give some idea, and then this is then we add one more idea. So it means we can give an example, and then we add one more example.
Like you can use them in different ways. Then you can also use online dictionaries and play games in English, yes?
Look, so if you say the second sentence, you can use them in different ways.
No, not the second, the third sentence. I write the first sentence, computers are very useful for learning English. The second is that you can do your homework on them. The third is you can use them in different ways. Then you can also use online dictionaries and play games in English.
Okay, maybe like this, yes.
It's not.
Or I would say like, if we say computers are very useful for learning English, then you can use them in different ways. Yes? And then you give an example. You can do your homework on them, one example of different ways. And then the fourth sentence, you can also use online dictionaries. This is the second idea, and play games in English, the third idea. So there should be some kind of logic in this, okay? When you write so a paper, you should always think about how logical the sentences are placed in your paragraphs. In each paragraph, there should be some kind of logic. I mean, you should always keep in mind that one paragraph just describes, presents only one idea, some general idea, yes? And if you just state some idea in the first sentence, in the topic sentence of the paragraph, you should provide some examples. You should give the examples. That is why they are called supporting sentences. То есть после вот этого первого topic sentence идут supporting sentences, поддерживающие предложения. Они поддерживают ту мысль, которая была высказана в topic sentence. So, okay. And as for the writing task, so one of the tasks was to write the description, the topic sentences for 2 sections of a paper, the result section and the discussion section. And the task was to write only topic sentences. Only topic sentences, without any supporting sentences, without any details. But this is a kind of an outline, a kind of just some main statements without any details, and to put them in a logical order. So you've written like the whole paragraph, several paragraphs, right? You didn't think about just extracting topic sentences from these paragraphs, yes? You just gave the paragraphs and which you think belong to the results section and discussion section in short. Well, in one of the papers I've seen that students wrote only one sentence for results section and one sentence for the discussion section. So this is also not enough because there should be several topic sentences. That is why I did not evaluate this task. I gave 5 points only if the task was done. Do you see?
Mm-hmm.
Well, tell me please,
Mm-hmm.
Ardak, do you have the results section in your paper? Ardak.
So the results section.
Yes.
Just a minute, can I open my present task?
I mean that there is a kind of introduction, right? There should be introduction. Then we were speaking about writing literature review, right? So where you just write about what was done by the other scientists on your topic, just paraphrasing their ideas and giving just references со сносками, кто что сказал по этому поводу, да? Мы с вами говорили, как references сделать, сноски делать. In brackets вот написали там какую-то мысль и написали фамилию этого ученого и там номер и фамилия, например, идет, да, а потом уже в конце references будет в конце работы, где вы подробно напишите под таким-то номером, какая-то работа цитируется или упоминается в вашей работе. Then there is the main part where you describe your what you've done. And this is the description of method, description of yes, what was done by you as a researcher, описание того, что вы, какой вклад вы внесли в исследование. Then there should be result section. Какие результаты вы получили в результате ваших вот изысканий. And then the discussion. Есть у вас такие results и discussion?
То, что, например, related approach to understanding learning involves embodied cognition. Например, я думаю, это типа мой результат, как бы я говорю, что вот
То есть
какой-то метод.
Your result is in some specific approach, right?
Yes.
Ну, I don't know, you should, of course, discuss this with your academic advisor. But we are speaking about some plan which any kind of research should follow. То есть любое исследование должно вот уложиться вот в это вот в эту сетку, где идет introduction, потом methods, then results and discussion. И в конце conclusion. Да, вот мы говорили об этой модели. И вот, если вы посмотрите какие-то журналы в индексируемые журналы, то есть журналы, на которые ссылаются, научные журналы, то там вы увидите вот все вот эти вот части, которые должны быть в любой научной работе, в любой научной статье. И подумайте над тем, чтобы эти части у вас тоже были. Okay?
Например, результат то, что the students are tend to understand better for example, the subject that they learn by physically, how to say, connecting with, for example, subjects, not rather than theoretically. Such kind of
they have practical classes, right?
Yes, yes.
I mean that you are trying to discuss the results. Вы уже даете интерпретацию результатов. This is the discussion section. When you compare and you say better, вот это слово, оно показывает, что вы уже объясняете результат. Это к discussion section относится. А нам нужно results. Каким образом вы узнали, что у них там better or worse, лучше или хуже результаты? Вы какое-то провели исследование, что-то с чем-то сравнили? Вот это вот when you make conclusion that they study better, you have some kind of data that show this, that they study better. То есть какие-то данные у вас есть, на основе которых вы такие выводы делаете. Вы же не просто так с потолка берете и говорите, вот они лучше учатся. Научное исследование, оно и есть научное исследование, потому что вы проводите какие-то данные изучаете, и на основе того, что вы увидели, вы делаете такие результаты. И еще важно, что другой человек может проследить и то же самое сделать, те же самые шаги, и получить те же самые результаты. Получается, если вы не провели вот эту экспериментальную часть, но это не значит, там, как пробирки там туда-сюда заливать и там что-то, какие-то вещества получать, как в химии, например, да? Все равно должна быть какая-то экспериментальная часть, где опрос какой-то, анкета или что, где вы сравниваете результаты до и результаты после. Ну, я не знаю, что-то надо придумать. Как вы считаете?
Я поняла, как будто результат
это то, что вы провели какой-то опрос, анкету или там что-то, я не знаю, урок провели с использованием методов, которые вы предлагаете, и урок без использования методов, которые вы предлагаете.
Я подумала, что то, что, например, в результате этого эксперимента мы увидели то, что студенты больше понимают предмет или новую тему методом, например, использования как бы визуально увидеть и, например, сделать, почувствовать, как сказать, физически, например, участвовать в одном эксперименте, ты поймешь больше, чем, например, как...
Только теорию, да?
Больше, да, больше, чем теорию.
Смотрите-ка, вот как я себе представляю, вы должны как-то, даже если у вас нет каких-то точных данных по поводу того, что студенты, ученики лучше усвоили материал, вы, наверное, какой-то опрос провели. Вот вы их спрашиваете, вот скажите, детки, вот то, что сейчас вы в руках подержали, вот это вот, и то есть как-то увидели какие-то в реальности вот эти вещи, о которых вот раньше говорили, это вам помогло? И ученики говорят, да, помогло. И сколько вот, ну, вы можете хотя бы сравнить процент понимания до того, как вы использовали визуальные, например, или практические методы обучения, да? Сколько учеников, например, там хорошо усвоило материал, то есть, например, на результатах контрольных работ или домашних работ, какой они показывали процент усвоения знаний. И после того, как были использованы практические методы, вот визуальные методы обучения, например, та же контрольная работа, какой процент успеваемости, какой процент качества знаний они показали. Если и вот в result section вы как раз и говорите, you compare this data before and after, and you say the percentage was like before was like 60%. And when we just introduced some visual information, practical method, so the results are, for example, 90%. And you say just in the results section, you say there was 60%, then we have 90%. That's it. Все, вот в result section вы вот это написали. Then you make the title discussion. Следующее. And you say the results show that the quality of knowledge has increased. Yes? Результаты показывают, что качество знаний увеличилось. Вот это уже будет в discussion section. Do you see? То есть выводы мы делаем по тому, что у нас в результатах было, в discussion section. Ну, может быть, даже вы не будете писать вот такое слово, там, result section, discussion section, но в любом случае вам нужно сначала в каком-то абзаце, в какой-то части своей работы эти результаты представить без интерпретации, а потом вы уже как бы в следующем абзаце, в следующей части своей работы будете делать выводы по тем результатам, которые вы получили. То есть вот таким образом. Я не знаю, потому что если это просто работа, вы пишете, что вот у них там улучшилось. Где эти данные, которые показывают? Это не научная работа, получается, это просто какое-то ваше мнение без подтвержденных каких-то результатов.
Все понятно.
I see. And so we are going today to speak about some results section first. And here in the picture we can see Max. This is Max and this is Florence. And Florence is advising Max on writing up the results section of his paper. She gives some kind of advice. And so we can see Max has done some notes, and we are going to listen to the conversation, and we should complete Max's notes with 1, 2, or 3 words that we hear. Is the task clear?
Yes.
Aidana, are you here?
Yes, I am here.
So,
Yes.
do you understand?
I understood what we need to do.
I see, okay. Now, and you'll tell me if you hear or not.
8.2.
Конечно.
So, some things that you need to remember when writing the results section are, well...
Слышно или нет?
Слышно.
Слышно, так, еще раз.
Слышно.
Сначала начнем.
8.2.
So, some things that you need to remember when writing the results section are, well, first, as I said, when I looked at the draft paragraph, you should only present the results without any interpretation, without any methodology.
Yes, I've got that now.
Okay, so the next thing to think about is being sure you highlight both your key findings and any secondary ones too. People sometimes only put in the main finding, but there's often more, which is interesting.
Great. So how do I order them?
Okay, so what I do is prepare the figures and tables to summarize the data, and then basically think about the most logical order to present that data. That's the order your results section should follow. Or at least that's how I do it.
Follow the order of the visuals, right. That's good advice.
Yeah, so it's like writing a story. It kind of develops step by step. First step, then second step based on the results found in the first step, and so on. It's also helpful to paragraph your text so that each paragraph is clearly related to one of your research questions or a part of your research question.
So I'd have, say, one paragraph about the stability of the layer in air, another about its reaction to temperature. Is that what you mean?
Yes, exactly. And make sure in your text that you include references to the relevant visuals.
So by saying figure 1, table 2, things like that.
Yes, phrases like as shown in figure 1 are really useful.
And language tips?
Oh, well, being concise, not using too many words, is the thing I find most difficult. What else? Oh, I usually end up with lots of passives, but Dan always says to include as much active voice as possible.
Right. So different to the method.
Yeah, and use past tenses. Oh, and something else he says is try not to be repetitive in your structures. I often do that.
Right. That's great, Florence. Thanks.
One last thing. It is okay to use subheadings if it makes things clearer. For example, if you have done a few experiments and have a few different sets of results.
Oh, right. I didn't know that. I don't think I'll need headings, but I'll keep it in mind.
Well, do we understand what they were speaking about?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So the first just note that Max's note is about what we were speaking with Ardak before this about not including interpretation in the results section, yes? So only the data. So what about the second note? So Aidana, read it, please. The next note. Highlight what?
Aidana?
Aidana, are you here?
I am here, sorry. So my neighbors, they're having a reconstruction work, so I'm sorry for that noise.
Nice.
Okay, the like first one, secondary finding, if highlight both my key and secondary findings.
Yes, not only main finding, but also some secondary. So Ardak,
Yes.
next one, please.
The text to follow some order.
Same order.
Follow same order as the... Ой, что-то я, кажется, пропустила, да, вот этот.
Aidana, maybe you just understand what kind
As the visuals.
as the visuals, yes, as the visuals, as the data, yes, the same order.
Да, data я написала почему-то, но, получается, я третий не смогла, да, написать.
Okay. Aidana, what do you think about the making each paragraph? What?
Relate to one of my, я это знала. Making each paragraph relate to one of my headings.
No.
Тоже про data говорили, да?
Actually, it's make each paragraph relate to one of my research questions. Research questions.
Да, research question.
The question that we ask at the beginning of our paper, what we are researching. So one of my research questions. So Ardak,
Okay.
number 4, what is it? What should we include? Ardak?
Numbers includes to my text. Или includes.
No. Aidana, do you remember what is number 4? To my visuals in the text.
Include graphs. Нет? Я помню, она говорила про какие-то графики. No. I'm sorry, I forgot what it's called. Like something like, короче, название. Она, например, figure 1, figure 2. Вот такие должны быть там.
Imagine that this is the result section, and given the table or figure. Вот у вас уже есть таблица там где-то, да? Вот идет таблица в тексте, или там какой-то рисунок. And you should describe this figure or this table. And the word is references. Include references to my visuals in the text. То есть вы не просто написали вот таблицу или рисунок, а потом уже в тексте вы должны написать figure 1 shows, or as shown in figure 1, the results are the following. То есть вы должны описать то, что на этом рисунке изображено, да, вот в тексте. So you should include references to visuals, to data, okay? So Ardak, what about number 5?
Be concise, don't use too many words.
Exactly, yes, and she says it's the most difficult to not to use too many words. But on the other hand, we need to write some, I mean that we need to write a long article, a long paper, so it should be rather long. That is why people just tend to use a lot of words. Okay, and it's interesting that she says that we should use active voice and write in past tense, because when we speak about scientific language, we say that mostly we should use passive voice. But passive voice is, as she says, is used in introduction, in methodology, in methods section. Вот когда мы о методах пишем, там будет passive voice. А когда мы описываем result section, здесь лучше использовать active voice. So you see? So, Aidana, what do you think of number 6?
Это было subscription, да? Или вот subheadings, да? Вот что такое?
Yes, can use subheading to make the text clearer. То есть вот мы когда пишем results section, ну и в любом разделе еще подзаголовки можно использовать, да, вот, по одному. Ну, например, те же самые research questions, которые вы каким-то вопросом проводите исследования, они могут быть в results section. Вот по этому вопросу, да, и всю информацию по одному вопросу даете заголовочек, по другому вопросу следующий заголовочек и так далее. Okay.
8.
If we move to the next slide, there is a question. Which part of Lawrence's advice do you think is most useful? And which is the least useful? Which advice do you like better from this list of advice?
To use subheadings.
Okay.
Make the text clearer.
Okay. Aidana, what about you?
I'm thinking maybe it's number 1, like highlight both my key and secondary findings.
I see. For me, so the best one of the pieces of advice that I like, that are useful for me, is using active voice in this part, in this section, because this is a news for me. I didn't know about this. As for the least useful for me, this is like the text to follow the same order as the visuals. I think this is obvious. So if you give the visuals, you should describe the visuals in the same order. Okay, and so here we need to, the task is, Max uses the order of his visual data to organize the text of his results section, and the task is to put the words in brackets in the correct order to complete the extracts from his results. То есть здесь вот эти слова нужно в правильном порядке использовать. The words which are given in brackets at the beginning. So, Ardak, can you read the first sentence?
For pure monolayer of graphene, the Fermi level is located about 0.42 electrovolts above the direct point.
And at the beginning of the sentence? This is very easy. Как показано.
To put in order?
Yes, you just no change.
Ah,
You put only in the correct order. You put these words in the correct order.
as shown in figure 1A.
Yes, yes, and you've read. Okay, Aidana, the second.
Okay, as figure 1D shows, when a 0.8 nanometers thick layer of molecules was deposited, charge neutrality was reached.
Okay, so the next is Vardak.
It can be observed that in figure 3D, as the temperature increased above 75 degrees, the difference between the Dirac energy and the Fermi energy also increased.
It can be observed where?
I сказала that.
Look, it can be observed.
It can be observed in figure 3D that.
Yes, that. Okay. And so actually we are coming to the end of our class. So let us make a break. And so in 10 minutes, welcome back to our class. Okay?
Okay.
See you.